In 1995, John Carpenter sent his audience In the Mouth of Madness. The US production with an R rating and costs of $8 million pulled in America only its budget back and is considered a financial failure. Back then it received many moderate or negative reviews. But over the years the critics learned to appreciate it, and today the reviews are mostly positive. To really understand the movie, it is a distinct advantage to know two authors, since both went into the character of Sutter Kane. H.P. Lovecraft, 1890 to 1937, was an American writer and is considered one of the most influential authors in the field of demanding fantasy and horror literature. For younger audiences, probably best known for the Cthulhu myth. He is satired by South Park. Or the Necronomicon that plays in a fake variation an important part in Evil Dead.
Legend has it that it was written by the Dark Ones, Necronomicon Ex Mortis. Roughly translated, Book of the Dead.
John Carpenter is a known Lovecraft fan and quotes him, also Edgar Allan Poe, sometimes in his movies. Stephen King is an American writer best known for his horror novels, most of which I have read. He is one of today's most widely read, commercially successful and best-selling authors, having sold over 400 million books. Only one collaboration with Carpenter though, Christine. John Trent is a private eye instructed to seek the famous horror novelist Sutter Kane, which seemingly disappeared without sending his new script The Mouth of Madness to the publisher.
Who was the last person to hear from him?
He finds a trace, in his opinion left deliberately by Kane, that leads to the completely isolated village Hobbs End, which he visits with the editor. The strange village is also reflected in his novels. And they find him in a church. Kane reveals that his books are no longer just fiction anymore, but become true through the power of millions of fanatical fans. The more people consume his work, the faster fiction becomes reality.
Trent stood at the edge of the rip.
Also, Hobbs End and Trent himself are only made up, and Kane, as creator, takes now the role of the new god.
Trent's eyes refused to close. He did not shriek.
John Carpenter has in his 16th feature, as usual, staff from previous projects, like cinematographer Gary B. Kibbe, who showed already his abilities in Prince of Darkness and They Live. Sam Neill is an awesome lead, portraying the private detective whose world is slowly falling apart, believable and compelling. The supporting roles are also very well cast, but sadly not as well written, and can't therefore leave a lasting impression. The excellent score by John Carpenter and Jim Lang has elements of rock, but also sinister and gloomy parts. When I heard for the first time something about Mouth of Madness, I was very excited to see it, since I knew it had something to do with Stephen King, which I had read from just anything at the time. The reason why I at first didn't like it, not enough Stephen King scenes. Today, 25 years later, and with the discovery of Poe and Lovecraft, it's the other way around. He has too many Stephen King scenes. The movie for itself is very good and in my personal Carpenter top 5, but acts like the attempt to square the circle, in which the Stephen King element was fudged in and placed half-heartedly, while the Lovecraft elements were implemented just awesome. The viewer can notice clearly where Carpenter had his priorities, and although I like most works of King, he is with all due respect no Poe or Lovecraft, which is why many scenes in the mind of the skilled audience just don't run full circle. The Mouth of Madness is an incredibly interesting movie. Here we have one of the rare examples in which the mood and atmosphere of the highly demanding meta, which is the Lovecraft universe, was excellently cinematically implemented in a modern variation. The references to the author start already with the movie title, go through used names and locations, and further to the fictional book names. More about H.P. Lovecraft in Reanimator and Cub vs. Society, the Stuart Gordon and Brian Usna retrospectives.